Good morning and welcome back to Trinidad and Tobago. Well, the San Fernando Fashion Week is upon us again. It's more than just fashion, it's business. Understanding the market, building clients, educating persons on latest trends and how fashion works. Deron Attzs is the driving force behind the San Fernando Fashion Week. His brand, DADL, is known around the world. He is complemented by designers from Maryland, Marie Francis, and the event is set for Sunday. Good morning.
Good morning, Maria. How are you?
I am well.
Yes.
Now tell us a little bit about San Fernando Fashion Week.
Well, San Fernando Fashion Week is very much different. It's a model that we have created for the last 14 years. It's a conception that came out of a production of our production house at Simply Sweet Production. It's something that we created as a platform for the emerging designers to get forward and to get into the aspect of understanding business. Too many times we've been playing around with fashion as entertainment. And what we wanted to do as an organization was to present a product that was focused on business.
How instrumental is this initiative in terms of getting young entrepreneurs up on their feet and looking at this as a career?
We make it very critical as partaking in the show. One of the reasons we've also tried to include is our category and format in terms of applying and take in process for the show. You must have a new collection. So this Sunday show is all new collections. The collection must be ready for purchase, also for wholesale, as well as if you're not able to actually to make your collections at a time, we also create a stitch team or a stitch market so you can also develop that to get it to market. So we also supply for retail stores as well as for orders, be it regionally and internationally.
How big is this? How big is this event, first of all?
In my mind, it's much bigger than the world. But, you know, in Trinidad and Tobago, you know, when you always go left field, I always believe in doing something different. And there's always much more, you get the difficulties in terms of how you want to bring it to the forefront. And that has been our challenge so far. But I think people are more realizing the importance of a product such as this because it's much more relevant in today's market from the amount of work we've been doing over the years. I mean, San Fernando Fashion Week now is much more of a home brand that we've also established our retail store. So we do have a brick and mortar. So moving straight from the conception of the item to the runway, straight into the retail space, because most designers may not have a store to operate out of and to meet the customers. And for the last 2 years, we've been running a retail space and hoping to actually expand regionally with our storefront.
So you spoke about a retail store. What about social media, like having a Facebook page with...
our presence is across the board, from Lycan to Twitter to Instagram to IG to Facebook. It's all across the weekend. With the emergence and development of the social platforms in terms of Mark Zuckerberg actually buying Instagram, and you have FaceTime, all of these platforms are merging, and you find that the life of technology is moving to your handset. There's where we also wanted to have a presence, and actually for the last 5 to 6 years, we've been focusing on actually creating a presence for that time. So it wasn't really something new for people to discover on a social platform in terms of the technology. We saw that initiative 5 years ago, and we actually developed that. What we also wanted to do 5 years down the road, which is now, was to develop a creative and physical space where people can actually now have tangible product, tangible feel of the items that people are actually wanting to buy after seeing it off the runway. Even designers who may not actually get the opportunity to be on the runway, but they actually can bring their product in this space, and we could vet it, make a decision in terms of its approach to present to the consumer, so that it racked in space, so you could feel the option of having a feel of your own self in a business, in a sense, because the business really is created for yourself, for each designer that is included in the business.
Based on your observation, would you say that there are many young and upcoming designers who are really talented and skillful?
I mean, this country is built on the background. I think the next natural resource in our country after oil and gas is the creative sector. And I think that as much as we've not paid much attention to the creative sector, it is one of the most lucrative sectors that I think will surpass and survive Trinidad and Tobago in decades to come. What the creative sector needs to do is to come together, I should say work together, remove the egos, focus on the talents and the capabilities, and network and teach each other to build a formidable, strong quality brand in terms of fashion, art, music, entertainment, everything all in one in terms of that push. We've seen that in terms of the music. We've seen the synergizing between moving the issues away from the Marshall Montanos and the Bungie Islands to have a much more stronger content of Bushead, where we're now understanding the content of the music moving forward. In terms of the film, we see recently we just launched Green Days by the River, with all the different contents that is coming reflecting back of what Trinidad and Tobago history in terms of fashion is very much a viable product in terms of moving forward. We have a lot of wealthy and interesting, talented designers in terms of their creativity coming out of UTT, and also designers who have come up from the old school, parents who have taught them, who have given them the different skill set, and they can also come forward. So we just need to synergize, build our content, and make a formidable force for the world.
Now, it's interesting that you would highlight our most lucrative sector being the creative sector, apart from oil and gas, and we are in dire need of diversification, as you well know. Now, how easy is it in terms of setting up a business in Trinidad and Tobago in fashion industry? How easy is it? Because we're not talking just about fashion. You said it's business.
It is very hard. I mean, especially in economic times like now, it is extremely hard. And I think what I also want to let the designers know, don't try to recreate the wheel. The people who have actually already who is in existence already, you need to be able to move away from those petty issues and focus on working with the different designers, because what we need to also establish is starting to see a product of a Verna Barrett or DADL synergizing in one space, and that's what we need to start seeing. We too many Verna Barrett corner, a DADL corner, and in our economy we need to start to synergize. There's too much in terms of too many options, and the market is too small for that. So we need to strengthen ourselves in terms of networking, building on each other's strength, and moving forward as a holistic product. I think from there we can actually develop some sort of input on an international level and generate some sort of economic revenue for Trinidad and Tobago, because if you notice, we have unemployment that is going up, and a lot of people have skill sets out there, and those skill sets are very much important in terms of developing what we want to do as a brand.
What role do you play in this entire thing? I understand that you'll also have a role in educating people on the latest trends and fashions. Tell us about that.
My background has been in, I spent some time abroad in terms of wardrobe department for some of the American shows. So I had some background in terms of that. I am a wardrobe stylist and shopper for some personal and public clients as well. So that has informed me, and I've spent a bit amount of years in retail in terms of merchandising for stores, both locally and internationally. So for that, that gave me the background in terms of understanding style trends, and also to be important, not just to be stuck in a trend, but to create something new and different. And I moved over in terms of developing my own brand as the ADL brand, as well as moving into the process of edifying people in terms of this information, which I feel it's important to disseminate, because sometimes you could sit down and just have yourself alone and with all the information and not getting the opportunity to expound it. And this was the opportunity within our brand, San Fernando Fashion Week, to do so.
You're quite successful now. How difficult was it for you as a young entrepreneur deciding, making that decision, this is what I want to do?
Well, I think it wasn't something that my first set of choice, but I feel that I think people have realized that of also edified me to understand that I feel it's time for someone to learn something more than what I've worked hard to attain, so that they don't have to work that hard to attain it. I mean, the environment now in terms of the economy is so very hard globally, internationally, all around. I mean, there's no country in the world that's not going through something right now. And I have to also say that with regards to all the different natural disasters happening in the world today, it's going to play a heavy impact in terms of our economy going forward. So it's very much important that we have to work together. We have to also band together in terms of creating what we want to do as a product. And also I want to also talk about in terms of price point. Price point is critical in terms of surviving within a market such as ours. I know you have to move away from the process of looking to have 100% profit on a specific item, but spread your profit margin percentage across the board and the collectively content, so that in that way, in terms of you adjusting your price points and surviving this, navigating this tough time in terms of what's going on in the world in terms of the economy, not only in Trinidad and Tobago. So those are some of the challenges that we're going to be working on, as well as edifying people in terms of and surviving in a market such as ours as fashion, because it's very competitive, saturation of products abroad and stuff and into our market, and getting people to appreciate local products, buying into local products, understand that also boosts the economy, boosts business, and boosts employment for workers.
Right. Now, you're a young entrepreneur yourself. Yes. the budget is approaching. You mentioned diversification. You seem to be very passionate about it because you said that the creative sector is possibly most lucrative. What do you think, or what do you look forward to in the budget this time around in order to facilitate or make business, or the ease of doing business, so much easier?
Again, it's going to be a wish list, and again, me having a conversation, say what I would want happen, opposed of what I know will happen, is to me really one world versus another. The reality is the finance minister will undoubtedly present a budget that we will have to accept in terms of cuts and challenges. What we have to do as a population is to learn how to adjust in terms of fighting the challenge really is not an issue. Once you have a clear assessment of what is going on in society in terms of the economy, you have to gear your business and your business model to adjust to, in terms of that. And that's why I spoke about in terms of price points, initiative, incentives, and stuff. This particular show that is taking place this week in San Fernando Fashion Week,
September 24th.
September 24th at the Creative Arts Center from 4 p.m. is an excellent opportunity to see product on the runway that is price affordable, price ready, and its all new collection. It's an opportunity you can have access to the designers and get to know something about them. We also put around that event also joining what we call fashion, art, and music. So we also including the different music performances by, we have Pedro Lozama, we have Big Band Traffic, we have Andre Donowa, we have Lady Adana, and we also have Marissa Keegan. Those are performances, again, in terms of the music, and then we also will have, in terms of art, in terms of craft and stuff, things that are being made in Trinidad and Tobago. So it's an excellent opportunity to have a melting pot and synergizing the creators and moving forward a content that we feel will be very much appetitable for people who would like to buy and develop local markets.
It was a pleasure chatting with you, Mr. Attzs, and we really wish you best of luck and good success in the future.
Thank you very much for having me.